Beloved soul, stop for one moment. Do not scroll past this too quickly. Because some messages comfort you, and some messages wake you up. Tonight may be both. Have you felt recently that something important has been slipping through your hands? Not money alone, not possessions alone, but peace, confidence, direction. The feeling that life was meant to become more than this. If you have felt that, stay here. Because this message may be closer to your story than you realize. Archangel Michael speaks. My beloved child, many people lose blessings not because they were stolen, but because deception kept them distracted. Pause. Read that slowly. Because not every fraud wears a face. Not every theft makes noise. Not every loss happens in public. Sometimes fraud is believing you are too late. Sometimes fraud is calling yourself ordinary. Sometimes fraud is tolerating what keeps draining you. Sometimes fraud is giving your years to fear. Sometimes fraud is letting discouragement sign papers your faith never approved. Jesus speaks softly. My beloved child, what belongs to you is often hidden beneath what you accepted by mistake. Feel that deeply. Because maybe the inheritance in this message is not cash. Maybe it is joy meant for your later years. Maybe it is peace meant for your household. Maybe it is wisdom meant for your children. Maybe it is confidence meant to return now. Maybe it is a future that never stopped waiting. That changes everything. And the 35 seconds in this message may not be a clock. It may be urgency. The short distance between awareness and going back to sleep again. The small window between truth and returning to old patterns. The narrow space between courage and another year of delay. Beloved soul, you may notice now the QR code on your screen, or the link in the first comment and description. For some hearts, this becomes deeply personal. A quiet realization. I want blessing over my family. I want peace over my home. I want to protect my future. I want my children covered in goodness. And in that moment, they take a gentle step. They plant their seed with intention. Not from pressure, but as a symbol of protection. A calm response that says, I choose blessing over distraction. And something shifts when they do that. Their breathing steadies. Their chest feels lighter. Their thoughts become clearer. Because now, they are no longer feeding confusion. They are feeding alignment. Some women here. Pause again. Open the link. Or scan the QR code. And once more they sow their seed. Not because they must, but because it feels like placing blessing over children, grandchildren, household peace, and the future tree they want to grow. Archangel Michael says, My beloved child, what you protect today may become the shelter of tomorrow. That is powerful. Because maybe the book of wealth in this message is not a ledger. Maybe it is the story of a life that learns to flourish. Maybe it is the record of someone who finally believed again. Maybe it is the chapter where your name is written beside peace, dignity, wisdom, and joy. Pause here. Take that in. Many ask, why did life pass me by? But the deeper question is, where did distraction keep me from seeing what was mine? That question changes futures. Before we continue, some hearts feel led again to scan the QR code or open the link below and sow their seed with gratitude. For peace in the home, for loved ones, for wisdom to guard every blessing now rising. Because what is planted in faith often grows into security. Beloved soul, this is only the beginning. Because even though the warning has reached you, you have not yet seen who benefited every time you doubted yourself and looked away. Be ready. The next chapter reveals everything. Backhand index pointing right, type this word. I see it now. Backhand index pointing right if you are ready. Chapter 2 continue. Chapter 2, the ones who thrived while you shrank. Precious one. Stay very close to this moment. Do not move too quickly. Because now, you are about to understand something many people feel, but rarely say aloud. Not everyone becomes uncomfortable when you fall. Some quietly become comfortable. When you stay small? Pause. Let that settle deeply. There are environments that feel peaceful only when you stay silent. There are relationships that feel balanced only when you overgive. There are circles that welcome you warmly only when you need little. There are voices that praise your kindness but fear your confidence. There are patterns that survive only while you remain unsure of yourself. Archangel Michael speaks. My beloved child, some people did not need your failure. They only needed your hesitation. Feel that deeply. Because now everything begins to connect. Maybe no one openly opposed you. Maybe they simply normalized less for you. Maybe they celebrated your generosity while depending on your exhaustion. Maybe they enjoyed your patience while ignoring your pain. Maybe they welcomed your presence while resisting your growth. Maybe they smiled but never expected you to rise. Jesus speaks softly. My beloved child, some hands clap for you until your healing changes the arrangement. Take that in. Because this is powerful truth. Many people ask, why did I feel tired around certain places? Because some rooms feed on self-neglect. Some dynamics survive on guilt. Some peace disappears the moment you set boundaries. Some connections feel threatened by your clarity. Precious one. What if tonight you are not being called to hate anyone? What if you are being invited to understand energy? What if wisdom now matters more than blame? That changes everything. You may notice now the QR code on your screen, or the link in the first comment and description. For some hearts, this becomes deeply personal. A quiet realization. I know where I became smaller. I want blessing over my family. I want peace over my home. I want strength to choose wisely now. And in that moment, they take a gentle step. They plant their seed with intention. Not from pressure, but as a symbol of discernment. A calm response that says, I will no longer shrink to be accepted. And something shifts when they do that. Their breathing steadies. Their thoughts clear. Their future feels safer. Because now, they are not feeding old dynamics. They are feeding wisdom. Some women here. Pause again. Open the link. Or scan the QR code. And once more they sow their seed. Not because they must, but because it feels like placing blessing over children, grandchildren, household peace, and the future tree they long to grow. Archangel Michael says, My beloved child, what becomes clear loses power to quietly rule you. That is powerful. Because now, you understand something many miss. The ones who benefited most may not have taken money. They may have taken time, energy, confidence, attention, patience, years, dreams delayed by self-doubt. But tonight, the flow changes. Pause here. Take that in. The same person who once overgave can become wisely generous. The same heart that felt used can become deeply guarded in peace. The same future once delayed by confusion can begin moving through clarity. That changes everything. Before we continue, some hearts feel led again to scan the QR code or open the link below and sow their seed with gratitude. For peace in the home, for loved ones, for courage to choose spaces where they can fully bloom. Because what is planted in wisdom often grows into freedom. And still, some hearts feel another nudge. One more quiet moment to plant a seed for the future. To scan the QR code or open the link and sow with faith for children, home peace, and protection over everything being rebuilt. Because seeds planted in clarity often grow stronger roots. Precious one. This chapter is only the unveiling. Because even though you now understand who benefited while you doubted yourself, You have not yet seen what begins returning the moment you stop giving yourself away. Be ready. The next chapter restores everything. Backhand index pointing right, type this word. I see clearly now. Backhand index pointing right if you are ready. Chapter 3 continue. Chapter 3. The day your life began coming back to you. Gentle power. Stay close to this moment. Do not rush what is being revealed. Because now, you are about to understand why some people suddenly whisper, I feel like myself again. That feeling is not random. It is return. Pause. Many people believe exhaustion means life is simply hard. Sometimes, it means life has been leaving through the wrong doors. Too much giving without renewal. Too much helping without boundaries. Too much explaining without being heard. Too much caring without support. Too much loving without wisdom. Too much rescuing while neglecting yourself. Archangel Michael speaks. My beloved child, when you stop pouring into emptiness, life begins filling you again. Feel that deeply. Because now everything begins to connect. The moment you stop giving yourself away, energy returns. Peace returns. Clarity returns. Confidence returns. Time returns. Focus returns. Joy returns. Sleep returns. Patience returns. Hope returns. That changes everything. Jesus speaks softly. My beloved child, many prayers are answered when the leak is closed. Take that in. Because this is powerful truth. Some ask for more strength, while still draining the strength they already have. Some ask for joy, while protecting what steals joy. Some ask for peace, while reopening what disturbs peace. Some ask for favor, while saying yes to what weakens them. Some ask for healing, while returning to what keeps the wound alive. But tonight, that pattern ends. Gentle power. What if your miracle now is not receiving more first? What if it is keeping what was always yours? What if your blessing begins with refusal? Refusal to overgive. Refusal to abandon yourself. Refusal to keep shrinking. Refusal to feed what empties you. Refusal to trade peace for approval. That changes everything. You may notice now the QR code on your screen, or the link in the first comment and description. For some hearts, this becomes deeply personal. A quiet realization. I want my life back. I want blessing over my family. I want peace over my home. I am ready to stop leaking strength. And in that moment, they take a gentle step. They plant their seed with intention. Not from pressure, but as a symbol of restoration. A calm response that says, I welcome back what belongs to me. And something shifts when they do that. Their breathing deepens. Their eyes brighten. Their future feels nearer. Because now, they are not feeding emptiness. They are feeding renewal. Some women here. Pause again. Open the link. Or scan the QR code. And once more they sow their seed. Not because they must, but because it feels like placing blessing over children, grandchildren, household peace, and the restored season now beginning. Archangel Michael says, My beloved child, what you stop wasting begins multiplying. That is powerful. Because now, you understand something many miss. Sometimes nothing was stolen forever. Sometimes it was scattered. Attention scattered. Hope scattered. Energy scattered. Worth scattered. Peace scattered. Joy scattered. But tonight, it is gathering again. Pause here. Take that in. The same person who once felt drained can become radiant again. The same home once heavy with stress can become gentle again. The same future once delayed by overgiving can become strong through wise keeping. That changes everything. Before we continue, some hearts feel led again to scan the QR code or open the link below and sow their seed with gratitude for peace in the home, for loved ones, For courage to protect every good thing returning now. Because what is planted in honor often grows into restoration. And still, some hearts feel one more nudge. A quiet desire to plant a seed for tomorrow. To scan the QR code. Or open the link. And sow with faith for family protection, future peace, and joy returning stronger than before. Because seeds planted in hope often bloom beautifully. Gentle power. This chapter is only the turning point. Because even though you now understand what begins returning when you stop giving yourself away, you have not yet seen who you become after living with restored strength every day. Be ready. The next chapter changes identity forever. Backhand index pointing right, type this word. My life returns. Backhand index pointing right if you are ready. Chapter 4 continue. Chapter 4. The version of you exhaustion can no longer reach. Steady light. Stay close to this moment. Do not rush what is being revealed. Because now, you are entering one of the deepest transformations a person can know. Many people celebrate visible blessings. A calmer face. A brighter home. Better routines. Renewed joy. Stronger confidence. But they often miss the person quietly created by restored strength. Pause. Let that settle deeply. Every day you live with protected energy. Someone new is being formed. Every time you rest without guilt, healing grows. Every time you choose peace over proving, wisdom grows. Every time you keep boundaries, stability grows. Every time you stop rescuing everyone, clarity grows. Every time you pour into yourself too, strength grows. Every time you say no without shame, self-respect grows. Archangel Michael speaks. My beloved child, when strength is restored, many things lose permission to drain you. Feel that deeply. Because now everything begins to connect. When you lived exhausted, small things felt heavy. Simple decisions felt tiring. Boundaries felt selfish. Peace felt temporary. Dreams felt distant. You accepted draining patterns because you lacked energy to resist them. But now, you are not the same. You become calmer. You become clearer. You become slower to over-explain. You become quicker to discern. You become harder to manipulate. You become safer to yourself. You become someone peace can stay with. That changes everything. Jesus speaks softly. My beloved child, many prayers are answered the day you stop abandoning yourself to keep others comfortable. Take that in. Because this is powerful truth. Restored strength is not selfishness. It is stewardship. It is peace with wisdom. It is kindness with limits. It is love without self-erasure. It is generosity without depletion. It is calm power. Steady light. What if your greatest blessing now is not only what enters your life? What if it is what can no longer drain it? What if the miracle is not only arrival, but protection? That changes everything. You may notice now the QR code on your screen, or the link in the first comment and description. For some hearts, this becomes deeply personal. A quiet realization. I want to live energized again. I want blessing over my family. I want peace over my home. I want strength that remains. And in that moment, they take a gentle step. They plant their seed with intention. Not from pressure, but as a symbol of stewardship. A calm response that says, I honor the life within me now. And something shifts when they do that. Their breathing steadies. Their thoughts clear. Their future feels safer. Because now, they are not feeding depletion. They are feeding renewal. Some women here. Pause again. Open the link. Or scan the QR code. And once more they sow their seed. Not because they must, but because it feels like placing blessing over children, grandchildren, household peace, and the strong future now forming. Archangel Michael says, My beloved child, what once exhausted you may no longer recognize the person you became. That is powerful. Because now, you understand something many miss. Exhaustion often controls the version of you that feels guilty. Manipulation often seeks the version of you that feels weak. Chaos often circles the version of you that forgot rest is sacred. Overgiving often targets the version of you that forgot limits matter. But tonight, that version is fading. Pause here. Take that in. The same person who once felt constantly tired can become deeply radiant. The same heart once overwhelmed can become grounded and clear. The same home once ruled by stress can become a place of rhythm and peace. The same future once delayed by depletion can become powerful through wise care. That changes everything. Before we continue, some hearts feel led again to scan the QR code or open the link below and sow their seed with gratitude. For peace in the home, for loved ones, for strength to walk daily in restored energy. Because what is planted in honor often grows into stability. And still, some hearts feel another nudge. One more quiet moment to plant for tomorrow. To scan the QR code or open the link and sow with faith for family protection, stronger health, household peace, and energy that remains. Because seeds planted in wisdom often create beautiful harvests. Steady light. This chapter is only the middle of the transformation. Because even though you now understand who you become after living with restored strength, you have not yet seen what life begins doing when this powerful version of you steps forward fully. Be ready. The next chapter changes the atmosphere. Backhand index pointing right, type this word. Strength rebuilt me. Backhand index pointing right if you are ready. Chapter 5 continue. Chapter 5, the day the world started responding to your new energy. Honored soul. Stay very close to this moment. Do not rush what is unfolding. Because now, you are entering one of the deepest truths many people never fully understand. Life does not always change first around you. Often, it changes through you first. Pause. Many people spend years asking, when will doors open? When will respect come? When will peace stay? When will life notice me? But fewer ask, who must I become for those things to feel safe arriving? That question changes everything. Archangel Michael speaks. My beloved child, many blessings do not resist you. They wait for the version of you that can keep them. Feel that deeply. Because now everything begins to connect. When you lived exhausted, you accepted crumbs. When you lived confused, you tolerated noise. When you doubted your worth, you lowered standards. When fear led your choices, you called survival enough. When peace knocked softly, you were too distracted to hear it. But now, you are not the same person. Now you carry steadiness. Now you carry wiser eyes. Now you carry boundaries. Now you carry calmer reactions. Now you carry strength that does not need applause. Now you carry dignity that does not beg. Now you carry patience that does not panic. And life notices that. Jesus speaks softly. My beloved child, some doors open quietly the moment your inner house becomes ready. Take that in. Because this is powerful truth. When this stronger version of you steps forward fully, rooms feel different. Conversations feel different. People speak to you differently. Confusing patterns lose comfort around you. Respect appears sooner. Manipulation works less. Clear opportunities feel drawn closer. Your own decisions become cleaner. That changes everything. Honored soul. What if favor was never absent? Only waiting for your stronger presence? What if peace was not far? Only waiting for agreement? What if opportunities were not blocked? Only waiting for your readiness? What if life was not punishing you, but preparing you? That changes everything. Many people think miracles are dramatic. Sometimes miracles look like this. You stop chasing what runs. You stop explaining yourself endlessly. You stop reopening painful doors. You stop saying yes while your spirit says no. You stop abandoning yourself. You begin choosing what protects tomorrow. That is miracle movement. You may notice now the QR code on your screen, or the link in the first comment and description. For some hearts, this becomes deeply personal. A quiet realization. I want life to answer differently now. I want blessing over my family. I want peace over my home. I want my later years filled with dignity. I want my children to inherit calm, not chaos. And in that moment, they take a gentle step. They plant their seed with intention. Not from pressure, but as a symbol of readiness. A calm response that says, I welcome what matches who I became. And something shifts when they do that. Their shoulders relax. Their chest feels lighter. Their breathing deepens. Their future feels closer. Because now, they are not only hoping, they are aligning. Some women here. Pause again. Open the link. Or scan the QR code. And once more they sow their seed. Not because they must, but because it feels like placing blessing over children, grandchildren, home peace, health, and the future tree they want growing long after today. Archangel Michael says, My beloved child, what you nourish in faith often returns in strength. That is powerful. Because now, you understand something many miss. Some people chase doors. Others become the kind of person doors welcome. Some people chase peace. Others become a place peace can stay. Some people chase love. Others become healthy enough to receive it. Some people chase wealth. Others become wise enough to hold it. Tonight, you are learning the deeper path. Pause here. Take that in. The same person who once felt invisible can become unforgettable. The same presence once dismissed can become deeply valued. The same home once heavy can become light with laughter. The same future once delayed can begin moving quickly. That changes everything. Before we continue, some hearts feel led again to scan the QR code or open the link below and sow their seed with gratitude. For peace in the home, for loved ones, for restored health, for courage to fully arrive as who they were meant to be. Because what is planted in readiness often grows into access. And still, some hearts feel one more quiet nudge. A final moment in this chapter. To scan the QR code. Or open the link. And sow with faith for protection over family, wisdom over children, peace over the house, and joy over the years ahead. Because seeds planted with love often shade generations. Honored soul. This chapter is only the doorway. Because even though you now understand what life begins doing when this powerful version of you steps forward, you have not yet seen what must permanently end so your next season can remain. Be ready. The next chapter removes what cannot travel with you. Backhand index pointing right, type this word. I have arrived. Backhand index pointing right if you are ready. Chapter 6 continue. Chapter 6. What cannot walk into your next life with you? Chosen soul. Stay close to this moment. Do not rush what is being revealed. Because now, you are standing at a sacred doorway. And not everything that walked with you before can cross into what is next. Pause. Many people ask for a new season, while secretly carrying the weight of the old one. They ask for peace, while entertaining chaos. They ask for increase, while protecting waste. They ask for clarity, while staying loyal to confusion. They ask for joy, while feeding what empties them. They ask for healing, while revisiting what keeps reopening the wound. Let that settle deeply. Archangel Michael speaks. My beloved child, what you invite next cannot fully enter while what drains you still occupies the room. Feel that deeply. Because now everything begins to connect. Sometimes life is not withholding from you. Sometimes life is waiting for space. Waiting for honesty. Waiting for release. Waiting for a clean decision. Waiting for what no longer belongs to finally end. Waiting for you to stop calling bondage loyalty. Waiting for you to stop naming pain as normal. Jesus speaks softly. My beloved child, some doors open the moment old keys are finally set down. Take that in. Because this is powerful truth. Many endings feel uncomfortable. Because they are holy. Some endings are protection. Some endings are wisdom. Some endings are maturity. Some endings are mercy. Some endings are the cost of peace. Some endings are the beginning of self-respect. Chosen soul. What if the discomfort lately is not punishment? What if it is pruning? What if the thing fading from your life was never built for your next season? What if what feels like loss is making room for what stays? That changes everything. There are things that cannot go with you. Old guilt. Old panic. Old people-pleasing. Old fear of being disliked. Old patterns of overgiving. Old rooms where you disappear. Old habits that weaken tomorrow. Old stories that keep you small. And if they cannot go, they must end here. You may notice now the QR code on your screen, or the link in the first comment and description. For some hearts, this becomes deeply personal. A quiet realization. I know what must end. I want blessing over my family. I want peace over my home. I am ready to release what drains me. I want my children to inherit freedom, not patterns. And in that moment, they take a gentle step. They plant their seed with intention. Not from pressure, but as a symbol of release. A calm response that says, I make room for what belongs now. And something shifts when they do that. Their chest feels lighter. Their breathing deepens. Their thoughts become clearer. Their future feels less crowded. Because now, they are not clinging to what hurts. They are preparing for what heals. Some women here. Pause again. Open the link. Or scan the QR code. And once more they sow their seed. Not because they must, but because it feels like placing blessing over children, grandchildren, household peace, health, and the next season now forming. Archangel Michael says, My beloved child, what leaves your life may create the room your prayer needed. That is powerful. Because now, you understand something many miss. Sometimes the blocked feeling was clutter. Sometimes the delay was divided loyalty. Sometimes the heaviness was carrying what was already expired. Sometimes exhaustion was holding too much for too long. Sometimes loneliness was better than returning to what dishonored you. Sometimes silence was healing in disguise. But tonight, you are seeing clearly. Pause here. Take that in. The same person who feared endings can become grateful for them. The same heart that clung to crumbs can become ready for fullness. The same home that held chaos can become a place where peace remains. The same future once delayed by attachments can begin moving through release. That changes everything. Before we continue, some hearts feel led again to scan the QR code or open the link below and sow their seed with gratitude. For peace in the home. For loved ones. For courage to release what no longer fits. For freedom that reaches future generations. Because what is planted in surrender often grows into freedom. And still, some hearts feel another gentle nudge. One final moment in this chapter. To scan the QR code. Or open the link. And sow with faith for protection over family, wisdom over children, peace in the house, and clean beginnings that last. Because seeds planted during endings often bloom in new seasons. Chosen soul. This chapter is not the end. Because even though you now understand what must permanently end, you have not yet seen what starts finding you the moment space is finally created. Be ready. The next chapter brings what could not arrive before. Backhand index pointing right, type this word. I release it. Backhand index pointing right if you are ready. Chapter 7 Continue. Chapter 7 What was waiting outside the door all along? Radiant soul. Stay close. Do not rush this moment. Because now, you are about to understand why some blessings felt delayed for so long. Not everything was denied. Some things were waiting for room. Pause. Let that settle deeply. Peace may have been waiting for less noise. Joy may have been waiting for less bitterness. Healthy love may have been waiting for stronger boundaries. Opportunity may have been waiting for steadier habits. Confidence may have been waiting for kinder self-talk. Rest may have been waiting for trust. Healing may have been waiting for your permission to stop suffering twice. Archangel Michael speaks. My beloved child, many gifts do not arrive late. They arrive when space can hold them. Feel that deeply. Because now everything begins to connect. When life felt crowded, you may have thought nothing was coming. When your mind felt full, you may have missed quiet answers. When your heart carried old pain, new peace may have stood outside gently waiting. When every room inside you was occupied by fear, hope had nowhere to sit. When every thought was about surviving, joy had no place to rest. But now, space has been created. Jesus speaks softly. My beloved child, what belongs to you often approaches softly once the old weight is gone. Take that in. Because this is powerful truth. Many people beg for more, while refusing emptiness. But emptiness is often holy. It is the cleared shelf before provision, the quiet morning before direction, the healed boundary before healthy love, the pause before momentum, the room before arrival, the silence before a better voice is heard. Radiant soul. What if the silence lately was preparation? What if the emptiness was not punishment? What if the open space in your life was an invitation? What if the lonely season was building a safer future? That changes everything. There are things now looking for you. Calmer mornings, stronger sleep, clearer decisions, kinder relationships, unexpected favor, renewed purpose, a lighter home atmosphere. Moments of joy you thought were gone forever. And they can find you now. Because the old crowding is gone. You may notice now the QR code on your screen, or the link in the first comment and description. For some hearts, this becomes deeply personal. A quiet realization. I created room for peace. I want blessing over my family. I want joy in my home. I am ready for what fits now. I want my children to inherit calm, not confusion. And in that moment, they take a gentle step. They plant their seed with intention. Not from pressure, but as a symbol of readiness. A calm response that says, I welcome what belongs in this new space. And something shifts when they do that. Their breathing deepens. Their mind softens. Their future feels nearer. Their home feels lighter. Because now, they are not fearing emptiness. They are honoring it. Some women here. Pause again. Open the link. Or scan the QR code. And once more they sow their seed. Not because they must, but because it feels like placing blessing over children, grandchildren, home peace, health, and the new season now opening. Archangel Michael says, My beloved child, what could not enter clutter often rushes into cleared places. That is powerful. Because now, you understand something many miss. The wrong things take space loudly. The right things often enter quietly. Chaos demands attention. Peace asks permission. Fear crowds the room. Hope sits gently. Pain shouts. Healing whispers. But tonight, the room is changing. Pause here. Take that in. The same heart once crowded by pain can become spacious enough for joy. The same home once heavy with stress can become light enough for laughter. The same future once blocked by old patterns can become open enough for favor. The same life once stuck in survival can become beautiful through room. That changes everything. Before we continue, some hearts feel led again to scan the QR code or open the link below and sow their seed with gratitude. For peace in the home, for loved ones, for blessings now having room to remain, for healing that reaches generations. Because what is planted in readiness often grows into arrival. And still, some hearts feel one more gentle nudge, a final moment in this chapter, to scan the QR code or open the link and sow with faith for family protection, joyful years ahead, household peace, and doors opening at the right time. Because seeds planted in open ground often bloom beautifully. Radiant soul. This chapter is almost the threshold. Because even though you now understand what starts finding you when space is created, you have not yet seen the final decision that makes the next season stay. Be ready. The last chapter seals what is beginning. Backhand index pointing right, type this word. There is room now. Backhand index pointing right if you are ready. Chapter 8 Final. Chapter 8 The day you stopped returning to what was breaking you. Anointed soul. Stay with this final moment. Do not rush what brought you here. Because this is not only the end of a message, it is the beginning of a new agreement with your future. Pause. Many people receive new seasons, then quietly lose them. Not because they were cursed. Not because they were forgotten. Not because heaven changed its mind. Often, they lose them through old patterns. Old fear. Old urgency. Old self-doubt. Old tolerance for chaos. Old habits that do not know how to keep blessing. Old loyalty to what hurts. Old comfort with what drains. Let that settle deeply. Archangel Michael speaks. My beloved child, many gifts arrive, but only what is honored can remain. Feel that deeply. Because now everything comes together. You made room. You remembered your worth. You released what drained you. You stopped calling chaos normal. You became steadier. You became clearer. You became stronger in quiet ways. You became kinder to yourself. You became wiser with access. And now, one final decision remains. Will you return to old patterns, or protect the life that is arriving? Jesus speaks softly. My beloved child, what belongs to you should not be handed back to what once harmed you. Take that in. Because this is powerful truth. Many sabotage new seasons by reopening old doors. They entertain what they outgrew. They ignore warnings they already understand. They apologize for boundaries. They trade peace for familiarity. They call stress normal because it is known. They revisit fires they prayed to escape. But today, that changes. Anointed soul. This is the final decision. Quiet. Clear. Permanent. A decision that sounds like this. I no longer return to what emptied me. Not with relationships. Not with habits. Not with self-talk. Not with panic. Not with delay. Not with environments that dishonor peace. Not with people who only love the smaller version of me. Not with choices that steal tomorrow. That decision changes futures. Because once a person truly decides, energy reorganizes. Standards rise. Discernment sharpens. Peace deepens. Direction strengthens. Sleep improves. Joy feels safer. And life responds. You may notice one final time. The QR code on your screen. Or the link in the first comment and description. For some hearts, this becomes deeply personal. A quiet realization. I want to keep what is coming. I want blessing over my family. I want peace in my home. I am ready to protect this next season. I want my children to inherit healthier patterns. And in that moment, they take a gentle step. They plant their seed with intention. Not from pressure, but as a symbol of stewardship. A calm response that says, I honor what is entering my life. And something shifts when they do that. Their chest feels lighter. Their confidence rises. Their future feels safer. Their mind feels clearer. Because now, they are not only receiving, they are protecting. Some women here. Pause again. Open the link. Or scan the QR code. And once more they sow their seed. Not because they must, but because it feels like placing blessing over children, grandchildren, home peace, health, and the next season now beginning. And that action grounds them deeper. Because now, they are not only hoping for change, they are guarding it. Archangel Michael says, "My beloved child, what once left quickly may remain long when wisdom now lives there." That is powerful. Because now, you understand something many miss. Blessings do not only need arrival. They need atmosphere. Peaceful habits. Clear boundaries. Honest choices. Consistent self-respect. Room to breathe. Wise protection. But tonight, that atmosphere has begun. Pause here. Take that in. The same person who once lost opportunities can become the one who sustains them. The same heart that leaked peace can become the heart that protects it. The same home once ruled by tension can become a place where joy stays comfortably. The same future once broken by repetition can become beautiful through wisdom. That changes everything. Before you leave, some hearts feel led one final time to scan the QR code or open the link below and sow their seed with gratitude. For peace in the home. For loved ones. For wisdom to keep every good thing sent next. For future generations to live lighter. Because what is planted in honor often returns with roots. And still, some hearts feel one final gentle nudge. A sacred closing moment. To scan the QR code. Or open the link. And sow with faith for family protection, household peace, healthy years ahead, and blessings that remain. Because seeds planted in wisdom often shade many lives. Anointed soul. Storms may still come. Noise may still come. Pressure may still knock. Temptation may still revisit. Old voices may still whisper. But now, they will meet a different person. A clearer person. A calmer person. A discerning person. A person who no longer opens every door. A person who no longer believes every fear. A person who no longer trades peace for familiarity. A person who remembers their worth. And that changes everything. This is the end of the message. But it is the beginning of your kept season. From this moment, you do not drift. You direct. You do not react blindly. You choose carefully. You do not abandon yourself. You stand with yourself. You do not welcome what drains you. You bless what strengthens you. You do not hand your future away. Before you go, pause. Take one deep breath. Feel that steadiness inside you. That is your new foundation. And if something inside you says, "I will keep what is meant for me now," listen to it. Because that feeling is your truth. Backhand index pointing right. Comment this below. IT stays now. Backhand index pointing right. Share this with someone you care about. Because maybe they are one honest decision away from finally keeping the life they prayed for. And once wisdom enters a house, old patterns can no longer rule it quietly.